I've listened to you 100 different times, and first of all, I'd rather hear about scripture than evolution because I don't give two craps about evolution. But I've noticed that you've always sat here and told people that they can't follow. It seems like you're always right, nobody's wrong, and then you cut their mic off.
So Jeff, did that person come up here? So did you hear that I had already had a previous conversation with that individual?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so yeah, if the conversation's not moving forward, and all due respect, if people are not able to follow, if the person talking to, if they bring up an example and then they're not able to follow the example that they bring up, then how can I have a conversation with them?
All right, on another subject, can you explain Daniel chapter 12, verses 11 and 12 to me?
Oh, let's go find out.
Pre-tribulation rapture is false, and I agree with that. But that 1,335 days, 1,335 days, that specifically says, blessed is he who waits for and reaches. Now, you're talking about a blessing, a special blessing that happens after the abomination and desolation of the temple. What is that blessing?
It says everyone who makes it through it will be saved. So I would imagine that's probably one of the blessings. Another one is your mercy seat judgment. When the rapture happens at the end of the 3.5 years, this is at the after the abomination of desolation. This is when you go to the mercy seat judgment. This is when you make it to heaven. So it's not the same white throne judgment, right? It's not that. It's the mercy seat judgment, meaning that this is where your good deeds on the planet is tested by fire against wood, hay, stubble, precious stones.
I would,
So
I would
you can.
argue that that is the rapture of the church, and the day and the hour that is not known is exactly what Jesus said. The day and the hour is not known, and that was his second coming in Matthew 24. He puts it in
I would,
chronological order.
I
Five
would agree
things.
with you, brother. I would agree that the rapture is after the abomination.
I would agree.
I would agree.
That's the only blessing that could possibly be after the
Well,
abomination and desolation.
immediately after the rapture, that's when we get our rewards, right? At the mercy seat judgment.
Well, they go through the wrath of God first, which he cuts short. So Jesus makes it clear he cuts it short, and
No,
then
that's not
once
the
he
wrath.
returns.
He doesn't cut the wrath short, right? The wrath's not going to be cut short, and those individuals going through that can't even unalive themselves during that time. So
Okay.
the great tribulation that after the abomination of desolation in Matthew, Mark, Luke, uh, the saints are going to be persecuted very heavily. And that time, that's heavy tribulation. That time has to be shortened, or there would be nobody left to rapture.
Exactly, which means it wouldn't be a full 7 year period.
All right, brother, you're saying a lot of you're saying a lot of things, and then you're messing it up. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're saying like I believe that the rapture's after this. Okay, that's the 3.5 year mark. So tribulation is not 7 years. Tribulation is only three and a half years, and then the other 3.5 years is wrath.
I
Tribulation
agree.
and wrath are not the same thing.
I agree. And the first part, the first 3.5 years
Okay,
is
if you if
tribulation.
you if you agree, then why did you just say tribulation and 7 years? If you
Well, see,
agree, why did you just say that?
here's my point. I was going to explain, and you just cut
Okay.
me off. And I've noticed you've done that to 50 million people, then you cut them out.
Brother, I don't have time for the crying. I don't have time for the
Cry.
crying. We can
You
have a
need to
conversation.
preach
I
the
haven't
truth.
muted
If
you.
you're
I
going to
haven't
preach
kicked
the
you. Get
truth,
to the
you need to
point. I
know
don't
the
have time
truth.
for the crying.
If you're going to preach the truth, you need to know the truth. You cut people
Get to
off.
the point. Stop the
Point.
crying.
I was trying to, and you cut me off. 5 phases of Matthew. First phase, 24, is the birth pain. Second phase, 70th week. Third phase, we know it's the middle because he talks about the abomination and desolation. The fourth phase is his second coming. The fifth phase, he talks about that day and hour not being known. He says that day and hour is not known because he says in that 7 year period it will become so bad that no flesh would survive. So because of it, I will
Why do you
cut it
say that
short.
right there? Why do you say that? That's not 7 years. Why do you say that? You just
Maybe
agreed with me. You just agreed with me
no,
that
I
it's not
didn't.
7 years, and then you said the 7 years
Doc,
has to be short.
church indoctrination. That's what
I got you. Hold on. I'm talking to this Jeff guy, please. So this not be rude. So you just agreed with me that the tribulation time is not 7 years, and then the next words out of your mouth is that it's 7 years. I'm so confused.
No. That's not what I said. I said the first 3.5 is full.
Okay, and
The
you just said
second
the 7 years
3.5,
have to be shortened,
the
right? Did you
second
just?
3.5 years has to be shortened.
Where are you getting that? Because the time where it
Matthew
said that has to be
24.
shortened, the time that has to be shortened is the it's the tribulation, not the wrath. The
Right,
tribulation.
which happens after the first 3.5 years. When does
All right,
God's
let's
wrath
go.
start?
Let's go to Matthew 24. Let's find out if it's in the tribulation or if it's in the wrath. When you see there, Matthew 24.
Matthew 24, verse
Yep.
22. If those days had not been cut short, no one would
All right,
survive.
let's
For
go.
the
Hold on.
sake of
Let's
the
go
elect,
back.
those days will be short.
Guy, hold on. Don't start at the end. Go to the context. So start at verse 15. When you shall therefore see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, we know that's the 3.5 year mark,
Right.
right? Let him which in Judah flee to the mountains and the housetops, another let them watch the field. So I got that. And woe unto them with child that gives suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight not be in the winter. I got you. Now we go to verse 21. For then shall be great what? Great what?
Tribulation.
Okay, so where are we in the wrath or are we in the tribulation?
You're missing something when you're reading.
I want you to follow. Are we in wrath or are we in
No,
tribulation?
you're wanting me to agree with what you're saying, but
I'm not asking you to agree with what I'm saying. I'm asking you what verse 21 says right here.
I'm done with you. You don't want to listen to nobody, and then you
I
come
know.
off
Yeah,
saying
get
they
off my
don't listen
stage.
to you.
Get off my stage, you freaking crybaby. Come up here and cry that nobody listens to you. And then when I tell you that that's the tribulation time, not the wrath, you won't listen. So then I say, let's go to the verse. We go to the verse and it says tribulation. So I can't read it out loud or everybody will be able to hear that I was wrong. Come up here and cry and don't have any humility in being wrong. It's okay to say, look, all right, I made a mistake. It's not wrath, it's tribulation. Tribulation, not wrath.